You win the big championship, and then the immediate question is, who's going to the White House?
No, the immediate question is who's going to Disneyland, and then the White House.
No, that used to be. I think now it's who's going to the White House. And a lot of the Philadelphia Eagles, I shouldn't say a lot, but several of the Philadelphia Eagles have at least verbalized the fact that they will not go to the White House when the team is invited, as always happens, is invited to go to the White House for a photo op with President Trump.
Yeah, several stars on the team, big-time players, Chris Long, Malcolm Jenkins, guys who really were
Jenkins,
integral.
the captain.
Yeah,
I mean,
big-time guys on the Eagles.
Torrey Smith also says he's not going. LeGarrette Blount says he will not go. Interesting, Chris Long last year was on the Patriots and is true to his word, as he did last year, did not go to the White House. Says he will not go this year with the Eagles either. So this has, of course, become an issue where, you know, everything becomes political, and they think, are you making this political when it shouldn't be political and you should just go?
Well, this is different. I mean, honestly, it's different because this last year has been so bad.
But this has become a thing for every team since Donald Trump has been in the White House.
I don't think you can say it for, if we certainly can't say it for Obama. I mean, I don't think you can even say it for George W. Bush or,
No, it wasn't an issue for whatever reason.
But this is just,
So
off the
here's
rails.
what we got Mike Epps out, and we were asking about this. Here's what he thinks about the Eagles protesting.
Let me ask, there's a lot of players, of course, the Eagles won the Super Bowl, saying they're not going to go to the White House. What do you think the Eagles should do?
Not go to the White House. Ain't nobody, Trump don't even live there. So what, they going somewhere where Trump don't live at?
Well, that may be a reason.
That was rude of us. We interrupted the man's lunch.
You can see
and
he was getting in those chips.
He was in it, man.
Were those chips?
He was eating some Lays, man.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was sandwich.
Sorry we interrupted lunch, Mike,
anyway,
but I appreciate the opinion, yeah.
Can I tell you why you're wrong, and especially you, Harvey, here? Going to the White House, visiting the White House, does not equate to supporting the president. It's about the office of president.
All right, so Mike Babcock, can I tell you why you're wrong?
Yeah.
In your mouth,
First off, this is the greatest week of my life. I love the Eagles. This is amazing. I have to put that on the record. Congratulations, Philadelphia.
All right,
we did
give
it.
you
Anyway,
this. All right.
Second off, my prediction, no one from the team goes, including coaches, owner. No one goes to the White House.
It's ridiculous. This has been happening since Ronald Reagan was president. There have been Republicans in the White House.
Reagan, why do you think that the whole team will not go? Because that would be...
No, but
this is different.
You guys this is so silly. Do you know where the Philadelphia Eagles play? They play in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania was a state that Donald Trump won.
Guys.
Donald Trump won Pennsylvania. So all the people that are rooting for the Eagles and are paying their salaries, there was a guy that voted for Donald Trump.
TV deal pays their
salaries. No, that's not. Stop. That's not true.
Babcock,
people who watch the NFL are paying their salaries.
Right. So you got players who are looking at a president who is saying, fire guys who protest. You got a president saying, terrible things about black people, with Charlottesville, with things like that.
Sure.
And this goes beyond the office of the president. There's a guy in the White House.
He is the president.
I think it's about respecting the office.
No matter what he says or does, the respect for the office should supersede the character of the man and the direction that he's moving the country.
Yeah, because again, it's not going to the White House is not equivalent to supporting the president. It has nothing to do with him. There have been
there's a photo op with the president.
If you're going to embrace a pillar, maybe you're right.
Right.
But you're standing next to the
president. Why don't they all just go? They'll all go to the South Lawn.
It should be an honor to go to the White House. Forget Donald Trump. Who cares about Donald Trump?
There's nothing. It's freedom, right? Donald Trump is a freedom guy. It's not that big of a deal. They don't want to go.
Yeah, I'm not saying lock them up, throw them in jail, but come on. Visit the White House. It's been going on for 30 years.
Why does it matter to you?
It doesn't matter at all.
What does it matter to you, Ben?
Why does it matter to you?
What skin is it on your back if they don't go?
I'm a Giants fan, and I hate the Eagles.
The truth comes out. Now we finally dug down to what's really going on.
You want them to go so you can embarrass them.
Like, you guys support Donald Trump, look at you. Yes, that's why. You're on to me.
Kyrie representing New Jersey. Babcock, I'm a Giants fan too, but you're out of your mind, bro. I'm sorry that we got to gang up on you, but the Eagles should 110% not go to the White House, especially when you got people like Malcolm Jenkins and Chris Long, who have, from the very beginning, from the preseason, have been very vocal with the way they feel about how the president is. The president opened this can in Alabama a couple months ago when he made that speech about them. Now he's going to continue to reap the benefits of people not respecting him to come to the White House or even engage in any conversation with him for the rest of his term.
Hey, Kai, can you do me one favor? Could you just say something real quick?
Sure.
Say in your mouth, Babcock.
In your mouth, Babcock.
I'm taking your
That's a
Giants
drop.
part away.
That's a
You are
drop
not
right
a
there.
Giants
We are
fan
keeping that
anymore.
one.
Done.
We are keeping that one. That's a drop. Thank you,
Okay.
Kai.